The date is August 22nd, 2026. New York City. The USTA Billie Jean King National Tennis Center is buzzing with anticipation. The US Open, the final Grand Slam of the year, is just days away. And the tennis world is about to witness something no one expected. Aryna Sabalenka, the world number one, the four-time Grand Slam champion, the woman who has dominated women's tennis for nearly 2 years, has just lost a match. Not in a Grand Slam final. Not in a semifinal. In an exhibition match. And her opponent? Not Iga Swiatek. Not Elena Rybakina. Not Coco Gauff. Alexandra Eala, the 21-year-old Filipina sensation. The match was billed as a friendly warm-up, a chance for both players to fine-tune their games ahead of the US Open. But what happened on the court was anything but friendly. Eala dominated from the first point. She didn't just beat Sabalenka. She stunned her. And when the match was over, Sabalenka walked off the court in shock. But the real story wasn't her defeat. It was Eala's reaction. The Filipina star, who had just beaten the world number one, didn't celebrate wildly. She didn't pump her fist. She simply smiled, a quiet, knowing smile that spoke volumes. And that smile left the tennis world speechless. This is the story of Sabalenka's shocking loss. This is the story of Eala's quiet celebration. This is the story of how a 21-year-old from Quezon City proved that she belongs among the elite. Face screaming in fear Philippines. The match was supposed to be a routine exhibition. Just a warm-up. Just a chance for the players to get some court time before the US Open. But from the very first point, it was clear that this was no ordinary match. Alexandra Eala came out firing. Her left-handed forehand, her aggressive returning, her court coverage, everything was working. She broke Sabalenka's serve in the very first game. The crowd gasped. The cameras zoomed in on Sabalenka's face. The world number one looked stunned. Eala didn't let up. She continued to dominate, using her variety and her left-handedness to keep Sabalenka off balance. The Belarusian star, known for her power, couldn't find her rhythm. Her serve, once a weapon, was neutralized. Her forehand, once a force of nature, was erratic. Eala won the first set 6-3. The crowd erupted. The tennis world was in shock. The second set was more of the same. Eala broke Sabalenka's serve twice more, closing out the match with a 6-2 victory. The final score was 6-3, 6-2. Eala had just beaten the world number one, and she had done it in dominant fashion. The exhibition match had become a statement that Eala was not just a rising star. She was a force to be reckoned with. After the match, Sabalenka walked off the court in shock. She didn't give the typical post-match interview. She didn't congratulate her opponent. She simply walked away, her head bowed, her heart heavy. The cameras followed her every step. The tennis world was stunned. But the real story was just beginning. Sabalenka's loss to Eala was not an isolated incident. It was part of a broader pattern of struggles that had plagued the Belarusian star in 2026. Since winning the Miami Open in March, Sabalenka had not reached a final in any tournament. She had failed to make the quarterfinals in 3 of her last 5 tournaments. She had lost to players ranked outside the top 20. She had looked vulnerable, uncertain, and unlike the champion who had dominated the sport for 2 years. At the French Open, Sabalenka had suffered a devastating collapse. She had led 6-3 for 1 against Diana Schneider, only to lose 10 consecutive games and the match 3-6, 7-5, 6-0. She had committed 57 unforced errors, more than double her opponent's 26. After the match, she had said, "I just want to quit tennis right now." It was a shocking admission from the world number one. At Wimbledon, Sabalenka had lost in the 4th round to Naomi Osaka. At the Canadian Open, she had fallen to Ekaterina Alexandrova. And now, in New York, she had lost to Alexandra Eala in an exhibition match. The pattern was clear. Sabalenka was in a freefall, and her confidence was shattered. The statistics told the story. Sabalenka had lost 7 times in 2026. Only 2 of those defeats had come against players ranked inside the top 10. The list of players to beat her included Elena Rybakina, Jessica Pegula, Ekaterina Alexandrova, Naomi Osaka, Diana Schneider, Sorana Cîrstea, Hailey Baptiste, and now Alexandra Eala. These were not all top-tier players. Some were ranked outside the top 20. Some were playing the matches of their lives. But they all had one thing in common. They believed they could beat Sabalenka. And they were right. The tennis world's reaction to Sabalenka's loss was immediate and intense. Social media was flooded with comments. The hashtag #EalaBeatSabalenka trended worldwide within hours. Fans were divided. Some celebrated Eala's victory as a sign of her rising star power. Others expressed concern for Sabalenka's declining form. Alex Eala just beat the world number one fan wrote. This is not a fluke. She is the real deal. Another fan posted, Eala has beaten Swiatek, Pegula, and now Sabalenka. She is the best player in the world right now. The praise for Eala was overwhelming. Her victory was seen as a confirmation of her potential. She had already proven that she could beat the best. Now, she had proven it again. But the concern for Sabalenka was equally palpable. What is happening to Sabalenka? One fan wrote. She used to be unbeatable. Now she's losing to everyone. Another fan posted, Sabalenka's confidence is completely shattered. She needs to take a break and reset. The worries were legitimate. Sabalenka was no longer the dominant force she had once been. And the US Open was just days away. Even the experts weighed in. Greg Rosetsky, the former British number one, expressed concern about Sabalenka's form. She's struggling, he said. Her confidence is shot. She's not the same player. The consensus was clear. Sabalenka was in trouble. And the US Open was shaping up to be a tournament of uncertainty. The most remarkable part of the match wasn't Sabalenka's defeat. It was Eala's reaction. The Filipina star, who had just beaten the world number one, didn't celebrate wildly. She didn't pump her fist. She didn't scream. She simply smiled. A quiet, knowing smile that spoke volumes. It was a smile that said, I knew I could do this. It was a smile that said, this is just the beginning. Eala's composure was a testament to her maturity. At 21 years old, she had already learned to handle success with grace. She didn't let the victory go to her head. She didn't boast. She simply accepted it and moved on. It was the mark of a champion, and it left the tennis world speechless. In her post-match interview, Eala was humble. I played well today, she said. I executed my game plan. I'm happy with the performance. But this is just one match. I have a long way to go. Her words were a masterclass in diplomacy. She accepted the victory without appearing entitled. She expressed happiness without being arrogant. She showed the world that she was not just a talented player. She was a focused player. She was a determined player. She was a champion in the making. Sabalenka's loss to Eala was more than just a match. It was a sign of something much bigger. It was a sign that the tennis world is changing. It was a sign that the sport is becoming more global, more diverse, and more unpredictable. It was a sign that the old order is crumbling. Alexandra Eala represents that change. She represents hope. She represents resilience. She represents the belief that no dream is too big, no obstacle too great, no challenge too difficult to overcome. For decades, the Philippines has been a country that has been overlooked on the world stage. Its people have been told that they are too small, too poor, too insignificant to compete with the giants of the world. But Alexandra Eala is changing that narrative. She is showing the world that Filipinos can compete on the global stage, that Filipinos can succeed, that Filipinos can be champions. Sabalenka's loss is a reminder that even the greatest champions can fall. It is a reminder that tennis is a sport of unpredictability. It is a reminder that no one is unbeatable. And it is a reminder that a new generation of stars is ready to take over. The tennis world is watching. The fans are believing. And Alexandra Eala is just getting started. From the cracked courts of Quezon City to the bright lights of Arthur Ashe Stadium, her journey has defied every expectation. This is not the end. This is only the beginning.